Hey everyone, let's have a little chat about The Dark Days Club by Alison Goodman. This is sort of a supernatural fantasy set in 1812. I say sort of supernatural because it's not vampires and werewolves, but we have reclaimers and deceivers. Reclaimers are normal people with superpowers that can defeat or challenge the deceivers, who are evil people or creatures that live in normal people and suck out the life energy out of the rest of the population. So that's sort of the supernatural part. Like I said, the story is set in 1812 London, and we follow the main character, Lady Helen. Lady Helen turns 18 and it's time for her presentation before the Queen and start her season to go husband shopping, because that's what you do in 1812. The problem is that her reputation is sort of tainted because her mother has been a traitor. And we get this feeling a lot of times that she's worried when she meets the Queen, that this will be a problem, that no eligible husband will be interested. All of that is a lot of part of the story. Now you probably have already guessed that Lady Helen is a reclaimer and that her powers start appearing after her 18th birthday and in the time of all this tumult of finding a husband. So the story is set up very long. This is not a short book. It's about 500 pages and it takes its time. In the beginning, I wasn't sure where it was going because I didn't know what magical creatures or what magic was going to happen and what was the supernatural aspect. You don't really find out until 120 or 30 pages. That's when the things start to happen and you get explanation throughout the book, and it really takes its time until you really know what's going on. Also, there are more characters introduced, more characters from the Dark Days Club, which is a secret society fighting the deceivers using the reclaimers as weapons. And all of that is super interesting, but very long drawn out, with very detailed descriptions of the life Lady Helen has, with the seasons, with the coming out, and also with her situation as an 18-year-old woman dependent on her uncle to basically give her away to a husband. And everything she does taints her reputation and all of those things. I really enjoyed reading the slow setup of things, and I really enjoyed how the characters are built, how you really know the characters. In shorter novellas or shorter stories, you often don't have the time to build up the characters and to really spend time with them on mundane things. And I really enjoyed that here. I also really liked how we got to know more of the London and the seasons and the characters, and the author took very much care to research a lot, so we have real life characters jumping around our fictional story. So that was also very nicely done. I think that the action part, the second part of the book, is more action-packed. There are more things happening than in the first part. And I really like that as well, that it didn't stay so slow and descriptive all the way through. Now this is the first book in a series, and it doesn't have a cliffhanger, which I really liked. So technically, I guess we could stop reading here, although we have Lady Helen in a position where we think, all right, there is an ending, but it's not a happy one or fulfilling one. So we could continue reading, and I'm definitely going to. Another part I also have to mention, what I really liked about this book and how it portrayed the dependence that Lady Helen has on the male people around her. So, and I really got frustrated at her uncle using and abusing his powers he had over her, and really how it showed the life of a young woman in 1812. It was so true, it felt so true, but it was at the same time super frustrating. So those are my thoughts. I really like the idea of the reclaimers and the deceivers and the setup of the story, the characters. I think I'm repeating myself. Let's talk about the book in comments. Have you read it? Have you heard about it? Did you like the series? Tell me in comments. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.